Hello Capricorn. It is my intention to share with you today the reading that is going to provide you with the awareness of the energies that you're going to be facing in the next 15 days from January 16th to January 31st. The idea is basically for you to understand the things that are going to happen so you can tackle them from the best approach, thus allowing you to make the best decisions. So with that said, thank you for giving me an answer that is clear, direct, concise, and precise, that transcends any kind of language barriers, so that anyone that can be helped and that can profit from this knowledge can gain the benefits of it, because my intention is honestly to help you out. That's why I'm doing this. Anyway, let's go to the reading. The reading works like this: past, present, and future, originally from the 16th to the 20th, 21st to the 25th, 26th to the 31st. But whatever the moment is that you watch this, is probably the best time to apply the messages that I'm gonna give you right now. With that said, let's get right to your reading. We have the mental landscape, inner landscape, the stage you were at, or you are in, or you will be, and the actions and the way the external world perceives you. If we go to your stage in the past, you were acting like a beggar. In what sense? In that the 5 always means conflicts. So you were having financial difficulties, or you were having some setbacks, and basically it seemed as if you didn't have any kind of way out. You didn't have any chance to get better or to improve your conditions. So it was a difficult time, but the thing is, it had a solution because it is upright. So it means that there is an opportunity behind that kind of crisis. Now, the thing that is interesting is that the way you were thinking about this experience was the one that you were actually very confident about yourself. I think that you understood that you had the capacities to get out of that situation, to improve it, and that you understood it was only a matter of time before it got better. So you were not troubled by the situation you were in. You were actually enjoying it because you were optimistic about the outcome. So that's a very good thing to go. And I'm sorry, this always happens in every reading because I forget to turn this around. The Spanish reading always comes before the English reading, and at the end of every reading I turn around some cards if it's appropriate to give you another perspective, and the same thing is going to happen here, so you're going to understand that, but whatever. Let's proceed with the reading. Thing is, even though you were in a difficult stage and you were thinking in a very optimistic way, confident of your own skills, your actions and the way the world was perceiving you is that you were not able to be satisfied by the things you had. I believe you were acting as if something was missing, or if you needed more to satisfy yourself and be truly content. So even though you were because this card appearing like this means that you have a very good situation, even if you don't want to see it. Which is right in agreement with this. It means that you were suffering like a beggar, even though you were actually quite well. So the situation is not as bad as you thought, and it's a very weird start, because you knew you were able to overcome it, but it wasn't that bad to start with. Thing is, when we move on from the past into the present, the stage you are currently at is one when you are making a decision, or one where you have to make a decision to expand. Thing is, again, these 4 were reversed. The way you're thinking right now is the 5 of Wands reversed, which means that you want to end the conflict, or you want to stop the conflict, but something is getting in the way. There is an old way of thinking, there's an old pattern in your mind, very strong, by the way, because this is the 10 of Swords, so whatever it is that you're not changing, because that part of mind you're not changing, you're not willing to turn it around, this pattern of behavior is getting in your way of your expansion, which is why things are taking so long in the first place, to get where you want them to be. Now, I'll explain later as the reading goes on, but the thing is, the main thing to take from the present, which is the moment you're watching this video most likely, is that you're thinking about running away from conflict or ending conflict because you don't want to be involved with it. But the thing is, by running away from conflicts, you are avoiding unnecessary change that you have to go through, however painful it is. In the future, you're going to be very confused. If you keep like this, you're going to be very confused. You are going to be wanting to learn, but you're not going to be able to learn because you don't even know, you're not even going to know where you're standing or who you are standing as. You're going to be so confused. The world is going to be like upside down to you, and you're not going to be able to make any sense from anything. So because you're so confused, even though the stage you're going to be living in is one where you should be able to seize the moment and take any chances and just go with the flow in a very energetic, optimistic way, because it means that you're going to be successful, even though it is a very good stage, I feel you're going to be giving up before the end. Because you're not going to have the mental strength to deal with this kind of situations. It is a very difficult stage, the Seven of Wands is, especially when it is reversed. Because when it is upright, it means that you are able to stand your ground, but it is like this, it means that you are running away again from conflicts. Now, when we go to the basis of your energy, the Eight of Pentacles, it means that you are currently focusing on your work. You really want to get things moving. You really want to improve your situation by producing stuff that can get you some benefits. However, this is not enough. And why is this? Because underneath this Eight of Pentacles is the Knight of Wands reversed, which is in agreement with the Five of Wands reversed and the Seven of Wands reversed. What does these three cards tell you? It tells you that you are afraid of stepping up. You are afraid of fighting. You don't want to fight, even though you are required to do so. Because in the present, like, in the past you were very confident, but now the present moment things are getting kind of complicated because you have to expand, but you're not putting the energy to do so. The Five of Wands, even though it speaks about spiritual conflict, about passionate conflict, it is not a lethal encounter. This is more the conflict, the competition that is among athletes from the Olympics. They are not fearing the competition, they are actually longing for the adrenaline rush that the competition gives them. They are so in love with competition that they spend their entire lives practicing one single discipline because they want to be the best at it. So this is the viewpoint that you should take the things coming to you now, because see, the reason why you are experiencing some kind of stuck or some confusion is because the direction you have to expand is one that requires bravery. Abundance is right behind the Knight of Wands, which means that as soon as you take action, brave action, you're going to be experiencing that. Thing is, if you took action, if you were not afraid of it, you would be working, not just focusing on your work, but also you wouldn't be afraid of competing with others to show that your work, your skill is actually the best because you're the most passionate about it, and you actually are. You are a king, but you are doubting your skills in battle. Well, you shouldn't. You are the King of Wands. You should be longing for battle. It is your testing ground. It is where your spirit is forged. So by you agreeing with the conflict and being able to step up with bravery, then you would be able to stand your ground because your mind wouldn't be getting in the way. You would be accepting change. You will be welcoming change, even though it is painful. You will be realizing that by changing the way you view things, you are more daring and you are able to tackle onto new challenges that may have been frightening, but that by releasing your expectations about yourself, you can realize that you are just learning that new discipline. It is not expected of you to be successful every single time. So you wouldn't be afraid of charging because you know you're learning. It is a learning process, and it is a learning process that requires you to be present to the moment and to enjoy every kind of chance life throws at you. So instead of fearing the conflict, you will be welcoming it, because every single time you are tested is an opportunity for you to grow and to reach that step closer towards abundance, and not just financial abundance, but also spiritual abundance, passion abundance. You wouldn't be doing things that would be giving you just income. You would be doing things that would be making you feel better about you and basically turning you in love with life. Which is exactly the perspective that you have to change, and you are not changing in the present moment. Right now, you are not being daring enough. Right now, you are fearing conflict. Even though you shouldn't, because the path of your expansion is right through it. Not over it, not around it, but through conflict. Conflict is what's gonna give you the skills you need for you to be the person you wanna be in the future. But that's not gonna happen until you get the right perspective. So again, this is the part where I turn the cards around. If you want to face the challenges in a good way, let me give you my advice and see if by sharing this with you, you're able to overcome any kind of challenges. Stop fearing conflicts. Start welcoming it. It is what is going to build your spirits, and it's going to make you stronger, more passionate. And in order to do so, you have to act in a different way. You have to do new things. You have to try new stuff. Don't go with the old paradigm. It's not going to work in your favor. It's going to hamper you, hinder you. Don't fall into the trap of trying things you already know. You have to go in a new direction. Your experience, your future expansion and future fortune is right through the new actions you will be taking that are really outside of your comfort zone, but you have to take them, because as soon as you welcome challenge and you start doing things that are new, you will realize in the future that you are just learning, you can become better, and you will start enjoying life. Even if it is difficult, you will still find enjoyment because you are learning, and the process of learning is so endearing, it is so joyful, that you would be left wanting more and getting more in return, because you will be bolder and more daring. Capricorn, this is a time when you have to let go of the old paradigms, of the old fears, and start becoming more daring, like the Knight of Wands. Because this is a time of experimentation, and this is a time for you to stand your ground in the things you are passionate about, and to take them to the next level by not giving up. So I really hope this reading gives you the energy you need to do so in a way that's actually good for you, and that ends up revealing to you how amazing life can be if you cherish every challenge that is thrown at you instead of fearing it and trying to avoid it. It is my personal recommendation. I don't mean to force you. In the end, it is your decision to do whatever you want with life. And I totally support whatever it is that your choice is, because I respect your freedom. You are allowed to decide. That is the beauty of life. If this reading doesn't resonate with you, then you're welcome to ignore it, and I hope you find someone else who can give you a reading that is more akin to your experience. But if you do resonate with it, I appreciate that, and I would appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up to the video, and follow me on my page on Facebook. Granted, most of the Facebook page is in Spanish, but then I would be releasing content in English every now and then, and you would be up to date. And hey, maybe you would learn Spanish by the end of it, which is always a good thing. Learning a new language is always a good thing. But if you don't, I still love you. Don't worry about it. However serious you might be, however demanding, in the good sense, you like things to be of good quality. You don't want half-assed things. You want, because you are like the 10th sign, which means, and you govern the 10th house, which is career and the role you have in society. So basically Capricorn is not a sign for small events. It requires courage to become a leader of men. And if you want to be that, then start acting like one. And don't be afraid of failure and challenges. That's what's going to make you strong in the end, and get the respect of the people around you. Anyway, I wish you the best. I hope you have a great week. And if you want any kind of private reading or help from me, you can contact me through the Facebook page or the email that is in the description box. Also, if you want, I invite you to check out the reading that I did from January to June, in case you want to know what's coming up ahead of you. Talk to you soon, Capricorn. I wish you the very best. Keep being the awesome leaders you are. See ya.